question?
Totally up to you. What would you like?
All right, yeah, just I guess start out with Sam Houston. This is the first conference repeat opponent. Just a little more data on them. How do you approach this game?
Well, I mean, obviously they beat us at their place, so we need to approach it with a better sense of urgency, and we better have our hard hat on Thursday night because Sam Houston out-toughed us at their place, and they beat us at our own game. They out-rebounded us. They turned us over. They got to the free throw line, and at the end of the day, we missed 15 or 16 layups during the game. And, missing layups is partly concentration, partly toughness, maybe a couple incidental fouls here and there, but a large part of it is our own self-inflicted wound. So we'll have to be ready to play. They're in first place and we're not. And obviously our goal is to be in first place. So it starts with beating them on Thursday. Yeah, I mean, I would like to think Christian is going to play. He should practice today, so I think that barring any more setbacks, Christian will be back for the game on Thursday and moving forward.
This is a team that's top in the conference in offensive rebounds. How big is the second chance points going to be?
Huge. I mean, they out-rebounded UTEP on Saturday night by 20 rebounds. They had double the amount of offensive rebounds that UTEP did. And in our game, if I'm not mistaken, they had 3 more offensive rebounds than we did and turned them into second chance points. And, that's part of the basketball games. Obviously, we've been a good rebounding team, especially on the defensive end. But if we're not going to rebound the basketball on Thursday night, it's going to be really tough for us.
You guys released a graphic, I guess yesterday, you're number 1 in the nation in adjusted tempo now. You've been up there all year. Is this totally by design, or are you guys right where you want to be as far as that goes?
Well, I don't know that I want to be number 1. I mean, you always want to be number 1, but sometimes when you start getting into number 1 in the adjusted tempo, you're playing a little too fast, and obviously, like at New Mexico State when you're up 23 points with 16 minutes to go, and the other night we're up 18 points with 10, 12, 14 minutes to go, and you're not shifting from 4th gear down to 2nd gear. That's a problem. And so we've got to become smarter with all of that. We've got to learn to do that better. And that's why I called the timeout on Saturday and lost my mind, is because, we're not, at the end of the day, you're playing to win. And it's fun and well and good to say that you're the number 1 team in the country in terms of speed and tempo, but you still have to play the right way and figure out a way to win the game.
Now, do you feel like maybe there's a little too many turnovers, or maybe possession's not of value when you get that kind of volume? Or?
Well, I do think that this team is geared to play with a lot of possessions. I do think that just from who we are and what we're about, the team that we currently have needs to play with more possessions. With that being said, yeah, I've been complaining for a month that we turn the ball over way too much, and obviously our staff and myself, we're trying to fix that and make the guys more aware of taking care of the basketball and not making home run plays and hitting more singles. But that's something that, depending upon the day and the time of the game, we've had our problems with it.
I know you mentioned earlier the last game against Sam Houston, giving them second chance points and offensive rebound. But is there any other form of the game where you looked at on film and were like, okay, this is another spot that we need to fix before we see them again this Thursday?
No, not really. I mean, the game is what it is. I mean, you've got to score more points than the other guy. And in the second half at Sam Houston State, they shot a bunch of free throws and made them, and we shot 2. And, I mean, you have an opportunity to drive the basketball or throw the ball inside and go finish plays. You got to do that. And it's easy to stand out there and shoot threes. especially if they're contested threes. So we've got to be tougher with making the right play versus taking the easy play. And, that begins obviously on Thursday night with Sam Houston, but that'll hold true the rest of the year and for every single game that we play. So, Thursday night should be a great atmosphere. I would like to think that the students will come out and support us again. Obviously the fans have been great within town, but, as we continue to get more students, I think that's going to be fantastic. We're going to run a promotion on Thursday, and this will be the first time that we do it, but I'm buying every student that comes to the game a hot dog and a beverage, whether that's a cold beer if you're 21 or a soda if you're not. But we're gonna try and get the students out to the game and moving forward, have them be a huge part of our success. I mean, we're 9-0 at home. We're trying to defend Diddle and go undefeated at home this year, and I don't think we can do that without them. So we're trying to do some more things to get the students out to the game. I felt like last week, our pink out game for our first game was a really cool deal. I thought that it touched a lot of people, and I've had several people reach out on social media and email, and when I see them around town that they enjoyed it, and it meant a lot to them. So I think we can continue to build that moving forward as well. We've got a lot of good things going for us, but that has nothing to do with beating Sam Houston. We still going to have to, when they tip that ball up, we're still going to have to outcompete and outfight Sam Houston on Thursday night, because I promise you they'll be ready to play.
Going back to Sam Houston, Wilkerson, number 3 for him, had 21 points against you guys last time out. He's, I believe, 4th in the conference in points per game. How big is he stopping him as a key to victory? Yeah,
I mean, that's obviously one of the big keys, and we let him shoot 2 or 3 wide open threes, at Sam Houston State, where we just completely blew a scouting assignment, and we talk a lot about. As Coach Guster likes to call it, KYP, know your personnel. And there's certain guys that, maybe you've got to close out and you got to take away their 3. And then there's certain guys you can close them out a little bit shorter and play them for a drive. And he's certainly a good scorer. He always has been, even when he was at Three Rivers Community College. So, it starts with him, but, it's their entire team. That team is they're not going to walk into the gym and you're going to go like, man, those are some tough guys. But at the end of the game, you're going to say those are some tough guys, because they're physical for 40 minutes, and they play really good defense, and they're not going to give you anything easy. And that's a credit to, Chris Mudge and his staff. They do a good job coaching.
You mentioned going into last week that Tegan probably earned some more minutes, and sure enough, he got some more, I thought, on Thursday night. He performed, and is this kind of the new norm that you might have a little bit of a redistribution?
Well, kind of like I told you guys the other day, and I meant it, the guys that are going to help us win are going to play. And I've given everybody on our team, for the most part, an opportunity to show me in practice. I think today marks our 69th or 70th practice. And obviously we've got 20 games under our belt as well, and a couple scrimmages. Everybody's had the opportunity to show me and show our staff that they can help us win. And it's that time of year where the guys that are going to help you win are going to play. And Tegan has proven that he can do that. And so he'll get more minutes, I would think, moving forward.
Didn't have a game on Saturday. You get the week off, basically. Do you feel like that's kind of a good thing for y'all to not have that, constant Thursday, Saturday? You think this week off is a good thing, or would you rather have the constant?
Yeah, you like the schedule. You get into a rhythm and a routine. So I like that. But I always think that anytime you can get people some rest, especially this time of year, again, your 70 practices, your 20 games. So you're at 100 times that you had to compete from, I don't know, November, mid-October on, right? And I think anytime you can rest your body, I think that's good. And we certainly took advantage of the time off in terms of getting rest, but we also got in the gym and tried to make sure that we're continuing to get better. So, getting back into it on Thursday night would be great. And then obviously Saturday you've got Middle Tennessee coming to town. And not to overlook Sam Houston by any means, but on Saturday night, you got the 100 Miles of Hate. I'm still learning about this, but I know that the Middle Tennessee rivalry is a big deal, and it'll be a red out on Saturday night. And we're bringing back the let me think about this, it's 65 and 66 and 66 and 67 teams and honoring them. It might be our best. A lot of people that have been around here a long time might say that even though we had a team that went to the Final Four, those two teams might be our best two teams we've ever had here. And so, we'll have Clem Haskins and Wayne Chapman and all those guys back on Saturday night. That'll be a pretty cool deal. For us to honor them. So we've got a really, really big week ahead of us for our program, and a lot of things going on, here on the Hill this week. So it should be a fun week.